everyone. It's me. I'm slightly out of breath. I've just been taking the photos for this cardigan. This is an upcoming pattern that I've got, and I had just finished. I thought, I know the burst of energy I had. I'm going to sit down and record my podcast now. And then I sat down and I was like, whew, I'm out of breath. Which is always a great way to start a new episode. But never mind. Hello, welcome to the Flossi podcast. My name is Claire and you are super welcome here. Slightly disorganised today, but that's all right. We're going to roll into it because I'm really excited to record this episode today. I've got a little update about this cardigan. As I've just mentioned, I've been taking photos. I really hope they've turned out. I have to take all my photos myself, which means I normally do it through a remote with my camera. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I rope my husband into it because he's really good too, but he's out today and I really want to get them done. So I've been sat there doing my little hold the camera away, press the button, hope I don't look weird, and I haven't checked them yet. So if they turned out all right, or heck, if they didn't turn out all right, I'll show you a few of what I did today. I'll pop them into this podcast episode so you can see them. But yeah, hopefully I got some good ones. My whole method of taking photographs is take about 5,000. And then somewhere amongst those, some decent ones will pop out and you can crop into them and it'll be all fine. It just makes for a slightly hectic day, and the small amount of the house you can see through the camera looks organised. The rest is utter chaos because I tend to have an idea in mind, set it up, think, oh, that photo won't look good. So then I move to a different part of the house, set that up, which normally means rearranging furniture. And then, I don't know about this. And then I go somewhere else. So yeah, I'm basically a tornado when it comes to taking photographs. But that's okay. I'll tidy up later. It'll be fine. Oh God, it's a mess. Never mind. Let's crack on with the podcast. As I mentioned, I just took photos for this cardigan. It's called Joni. If you watched the podcast before, it has made an appearance. But never me wearing it. So here it is. And it's getting released this coming Tuesday, which for the life of me, I have no idea what date we're up to. The 18th. Tuesday the 18th, I am releasing this pattern. And I'm really excited about it. It's been in the works for a really long time. I've done a lot of work on it. It had a very thorough tech edit process, a thorough test editing process. So I feel like I've spent a long time with this pattern. So I'm really excited to get it out in the world and hopefully everyone else will like it too. But I guess we'll see. I'm really excited for it. It's in collaboration with my lovely friend Rachel over at Tangle Yarns in the UK. She's based in Stockport, which is really close to where I grew up. So Wigan's there, and then Stockport. I can't say that word. Stockport's just a little way. It's basically Manchester. So it's just up the road. Although we've never met in real life at all. I was a customer first, and then we got to know each other through work, and then become friends. So I'm really excited about this collaboration. We had a FaceTime, Zoom, one of those, at the end of last week where we chatted through all the details of the launch. We're going to do an Instagram live, which we're both a little, I've done them before, but I'm always really awkward. So, and I don't think Rachel's ever really done one a ton. She might have done a couple, but yeah, so we're going to do an Instagram live. Clearly, it's a great idea. It's going to go really well. It will. It'll be fine. We'll just be chatting on there. So that will be coming on Wednesday of next week. And yeah, we're just going to be launching this pattern. Joni, named for the wonderful and marvellous Joan Hickson, which was a suggestion right here on the podcast, which I was so excited about. For anyone who doesn't know, Joan Hickson was the fabulous actress who played Miss Marple in the series, the Miss Marple series back in the 80s. She was fabulous and was apparently Agatha Christie's favourite choice for playing Miss Marple. So yeah, one of you mentioned that it had that vibe of something she would have worn in that series, which was right up my street because I absolutely love all Agatha Christie things, all murder mystery things really. But I have such fond memories of watching that show with my grandma when I was younger. So it got named Joni and I'm so excited. I tried for the photographs to up the Joan Hickson vibe with a little flouncy coloured blouse, so fingers crossed it turned out good. And yeah, and then after I record this podcast I can't have a break because I have to tidy the house, but never mind. My lovely parents are coming to visit tomorrow, so all the more reason to get tidied up. I'm really excited about it. I saw them in the summer when I was stuck in Calgary, which was lovely because it meant I was stuck there with them. But still, it feels like ages since I've seen them, and I can't wait to see them again and chill out with them, watch the new series of Shetland talking about murder mysteries because it's on BritBox. And yeah, so I'm really excited. So I have to tidy the house and get ready for guests. But yeah, and launch a pattern. So it'll be fine. Oh, I feel a bit hyper. Let's slow things down a little bit. Let's talk a few details of Joni while we're on the subject. Then you know what it's all about. So it is knit bottom up and it's a drop sleeve v-neck cardigan. So it's all knit flat for the body and the sleeves are knit in the round. It starts with the hem and it has a split hem and a cable pattern that runs all the way from the sides, from the split hem up the side and then splits into two to go across the front of the shoulder and the back of the shoulder. So yeah, I really like that detail. I like things when they make sense, if that makes sense. What I like is the way patterns can run from the hem straight up, so there's no kind of, like, they flow into each other quite easily, which is one of the things I spent a long time on for the split hem because I wanted to make sure that it all made sense, that it flowed really beautifully from that hem detail right into the centre side panel and then up onto the shoulders. And then you attach the shoulders together, the front and back, and knit the sleeves in the round. And as you can see, I've done it to 3/4 length just because that's how I quite fancied this cardigan. Sometimes if I'm doing things, my hands can get quite warm, so I want to do it 3/4 length sleeves, but it's totally up to you. In the pattern it's completely adjustable, so you can knit as long as you like and before you start the decreasing, which varies slightly over the sizes. All the sizes feature this same nipping at the wrist, so it kind of mirrors the decreasing for the v-neck, where you decrease quickly in to create this almost like a slight balloon shaping at the wrist, but it's only at one section. But the sleeves do taper down a little before that point, so you're not coming in just super dramatically, which it started off that way, and then during test knit, we realised that over the sizes, because it is graded up to 9 different sizes for this pattern, as it goes up, it was creating a lot too much excess fabric at the wrist, and especially if you're having it full length sleeves, it was a lot. It was out of balance with the rest of the cardigan. So we tweaked that slightly and had it more of a traditional tapering in, but still with that slight dramatic decrease just at the wrist, just to nip it in and give it that slight balloon kind of feel. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. It has little peaked bits of moss stitch poking through, so it's like a moss stitch rib, and there's moss stitch in between each of the cables nestled in there, which I think gives it a really nice, just a slightly different twist on cables. Normally you have the cable on reverse stockinette background, so they stand out, and for this pattern I want it not so much for the cables to be the feature, but these little pockets of moss stitch to kind of be the little fun detail kind of hiding there. So it's quite subtle, but gives this nice texture. And of course, because it's me, I had to put some bubbles in there because I love bubbles. They just make everything better. I know everyone doesn't agree. So I think if you don't like bubbles, you could totally knit this and just not do the bubbles in there. Just keep it as little cable stitches. And if you do that, I won't be mad at all. I think that would look really sweet too. But I think I actually started off doing it without the bubbles, and then I was just like, oh, I just need to add bubbles to it because they're just so much fun. Which is a slight peek into my whole designing process. It's not super sophisticated. I look at a swatch and think it needs bubbles. So, ah well, what are you gonna do? But yeah, so that's Joni. I'll be sharing a lot more details and a bit more of the creative process coming up. But for now, it's coming on Tuesday. If you want to hear about it as soon as it's released, then the best way to do that is to sign up for my newsletter. I'll be sending out an email Tuesday morning to let everyone know that it is live, and you can purchase it if you wish. So yeah, I hope you like it. I really am enjoying wearing it, and especially now I finally put buttons on it so I can wear it properly. It took me so long to put buttons on. It's been knit for so long, and I just never put buttons on things straight away. I've been wearing it. I've just been flapping around, but it's fine. I went for these quite blingy buttons for me. Normally I'm kind of a keep it simple kind of a girl, but there's something about these ones. Maybe it was the Joan Hickson kind of vibe channeling me, but I really like these kind of blingy 80s style buttons. I guess that's what it is. It's a Miss Marple 80s in me. I wanted to put it into the buttons, so yeah. Moving on to the next project I want to share with you. If you watched the last episode, you've already seen the beginnings of it. I'm so excited to show you what I've been doing on it. It's my Into the Wild sweater, but with Tilly. Look at it. I got a whole body. And you know, I'm notoriously slow at knitting, but something about this project, I've not been able to put it down. Look, and like 3/4 of a sleeve, 3/4, 2/3, I don't know. Quite a bit of a sleeve. So yeah, who'd have thought it? Normally I'm knitting on a project for, and I think we talked about this in the last episode, one of the reasons I was so worried about starting a podcast is I knit the same thing literally forever. Now I don't want to get cocky because it's not done and anything could happen that I'm just suddenly don't have time to work on it or something else comes up. But I don't think so. I'm so excited, and I really, really would love to have this done while there are still leaves on the trees, which are dropping as we speak. The trees are getting barer. So I would love to be able to take some photos of this with my Tilly while all the leaves are still all golden and fun and we can go rustle in them. So yeah. Oh my goodness, it's so nice. I'm trying not to like bash. I've got a microphone right there. I'm trying not to bash it, but I might bash it. I tried it on. So, and this is how excited I have been to work on it. I had intentions of, as I got finished with the yoke and just separate it, of taking a picture of it just like that because I thought it'd be cute. And then I was like, well, I'll just get a little ways on the body and then take a picture of it, and then I just didn't take a picture of it. I've been knitting away, watching Netflix and having a whale of a time. So yeah, this is the Into the Wild pattern, and the original pattern has gorgeous little cute foxes on the top, but as soon as I saw it I thought I want to turn them into little Tilly faces, and it's turned out really good. It actually looks like her. The only thing left to do to make it even more Tilly is to add her little pink nose. which I'm going to do right at the very end, and I'm going to do it with duplicate stitch. I kind of figured, just because it's that one row that would have had that colour on, I thought it seemed silly to do it in colour work. And honestly, if I can avoid doing 3 colours at the same time in colour work, I always will. It happened on a couple of lines in this pattern. It actually wasn't the worst. It was slow going. I'm not quick when it comes to it, because I knit colour work because I'm an English knitter, so I throw the yarn for when I'm normally knitting, but I knit colour work. I have the dominant colour. I do it continental. It's the only time I can knit continental. I can't do it any other way. But I hold the dominant colour for continental and I throw with my right hand as normal, which works really well, and I love knitting colour work that way. But then you throw in a third colour and I'm just like, well, now what do I do? So there's a lot of stopping and dropping, but it was fine. It only happened on, I think, was it 3 rows, maybe 4? And I managed, clearly, and it worked out okay. And I love it. So all the colour work's done now. The colour work's on the yoke, and then you have a little bit of colour work right here on the bottom too, which I thought was really sweet, especially because it's the orange and the black that you use, so it's actually quite subtle, but I really like that. I like that it's kind of this nice little subtle hint of colour work at the bottom. And yeah, I'm nearly through one sleeve. I've just got ribbing at the cuff to do. I need to knit a little bit further. I think I've got one more decrease round, and then ribbing at the cuff, and then repeat on the other side. And yeah, an unspun yarn. I'm hooked. I really am. I absolutely love it. It's broke a couple of times, and I think we chatted in the last episode about the whole. It's very easy to spit splice. Oh, that makes you spit when you say it back together. And thank you to the lovely commenter who mentioned about it's kind of gross. So I'm saying this is gross, but spitting in your hand instead of sticking the wool in your mouth, because I think I mentioned that I've been like dipping it in a cup of water because I tried that. And then I ended up with floof in my mouth. Oh, it was driving me mad. And had a wonderful comment that said, just like right there into your palm, put the fibres down and then rub. Genius. That's made it so much easier and quicker. And yeah. So yes, this is unspun yarn, so it is more fragile, and I think that puts people off a lot. But honestly, it's not a big deal at all. It was, so far it's broken a few times, not a ton, but every time it has, it's very quick to just rub it together, spittle in your hand a bit, and you're away. Tilly's here. What's wrong? Are you okay? I think Tilly thought Chris had come home and he hasn't, so now you get to see a bum as she sulks. What was I even saying then? Oh, unspun yarn. I love it. If you haven't tried it and you've been worried about it, definitely try it. It's so far it feels really soft, but it has got the potential to have a bit of an itch factor. So if you have got particularly sensitive skin, or you don't like the feeling of pure wool against your skin, especially where the neck hole for this is a really nice size, but it is quite snug. It does have the potential of being a little itchy around the neck, I'd say. So that's the only thing to be aware of. If you have got sensitive skin, it might not be for you, but you could always pick up a skein or a plate, I think they call these, and do a swatch and test it out first. So maybe next time you see it, as I record the podcast, very unlike me, but I might actually have it done, which would be lovely because we're heading up to Chris's parents in November. So it'd be lovely to have it done then for frolicking in the woods with Tilly and going on long walks and things. So that's all my knitting to show you for this episode. But I did get a very exciting parcel in the post since I last recorded, and I want to share it with you today. It's from the lovely people over at Blacker Yarns, which is a yarn company based in Cornwall. If you know about Blacker Yarns, you'll probably already know that every year they release a very special edition birthday yarn that they do. And they very kindly reached out to me and asked if I'd like to receive some so I can let them know what I thought and if I thought it was a good idea to share it with you here on the podcast. So just to be completely clear, this is gifted yarn. There was no pressure at all to do a review, but I really want to do one. I'm always a bit on the fence about receiving things for reviews because, I don't want to feel like I have to give positive reviews, and I'm terrible at, I never want to be mean to people. But, so not that I get asked a ton to do them, but when I do, I don't always accept them just because I want to keep things on this channel of the things that I really love and I want to share with you, and I don't want to feel like I'm, banging on about things just for the sake of it because I got it for free, basically is what I'm trying to say. But I knew when Blacker Yarns reached out to me, I've worked with them a bunch of times in the past. They're so nice. I actually got to go down when I was in Cornwall once. I visited the mill, which was so much fun. And they're just lovely people, and they genuinely make the most beautiful yarns. So I knew that when they asked me to check out their new birthday yarn, that it was going to be amazing. And they sent me all these mini skeins to show all the colours, and they are stunning. So let me tell you a little bit about this yarn. This is the ball band that comes on it, and it's called Folklore. It's a 4-ply 100% British wool, and this particular birthday yarn, it's a limited edition, and it's been designed in collaboration with Falmouth University. So Falmouth is a place in Cornwall, and it's gorgeous. I got to visit there too when I was down. It's a beautiful spot if ever you're in the area. And they created an industry project for the textile design students specialising in weave, print and mixed media. The brief was to design a yarn collection from start to finish, including choosing the yarn content, colour palette and marketing materials. We loved each student's concept, and we decided to put Folklore, designed by Alice Jackson, into production. To celebrate this year's birthday, we have blended together grey Shetland, cream English merino and light grey North Rollandsey. Oh, Rollandsey, I've never heard of that before. To create this wonderful woolen spun collection available in 4-ply and double knit. The natural shade is a soft silver, which we have then dyed over with the colour palette. Each shade has been designed and named after the playful passages in Cornish folklore. It's so nice. So, what did we say there? It is grey Shetland, cream English merino and light grey North Rollandsey, and it is so soft and springy. I love a woolen spun yarn. So as soon as I saw the spec that they were doing for this yarn, I was really excited, and they've sent me another 2 100-gram skeins in this gorgeous dark blue and light blue. So I just want to share it with you today. I haven't got a chance to knit with it yet, so I'll report back to you once I have. I'm going to do a few swatches, and I think it'd be really nice to do some colourwork mittens with these. I think put together a fun little project. Especially, I've had so much fun doing colourwork with my Into the Wild sweater that I'm definitely on a little colourwork fix. So yeah. Oh look, that would make like a really nice, like a little ombre type deal. Oh, that'd be cute as a hat. Hello. You sitting down? No, you're going. So this is Folklore from Blacker Yarns in Cornwall. A huge thank you to them to sending me this bundle for me to try out. I can't wait to start knitting with it as soon as I have a moment and my needles are free. And I'll put all the information below for you to check it out. They have some gorgeous yarns over there, so if you'd like to learn more, definitely go to the website and have a look. And that's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I had such a nice time after the slightly frantic day that I've had. It was really nice to sit down and have a chat with you, and I will be back again very soon. As I said before, if you want to know when Joni is being released, definitely sign up for my newsletter or keep an eye out on Instagram, and I'll be announcing it there with all the links of where you can purchase it if you wish. And I hope you're having a wonderful autumn so far. I'm loving the change in temperature and the change in the leaf colour. So I'm going to go, hopefully, once I've tidied up, spend a little time in the garden. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you again soon. Bye!